west, you notice that winds would be coming off the land, and that's why you will likely not see the storm surge problem that folks to the east would see. Another problem to the east is that this wind and this water being pushed up will fill up bays and push water back up into rivers. Combine that with the heavy rainfall, and that's what these purples and reds and oranges indicate, and you have a situation near the mouths of these rivers that will flood very quickly. So all morning long, all day yesterday, and even before, we've been talking about people along the coastline, along the bays, along the rivers, low-lying, flood-prone areas, getting to safer shelter. Your time for doing that is almost at a close. By mid-morning, it may get to the point where some of the escape routes will be cut off because of high water, particularly those that drive right along the coastline. Shell Belt Road comes to mind, Bayshore Road, other roads like that tend to flood very quickly with high water. All right, we're going to move on here. I've got a couple of other things I want to show you. We've got coordinates to fill you in on. But at this point, although we're going to give you coordinates, the best thing to do is look at the images, find your landmarks, and get a fix on about how far away this thing is. And right now you saw anywhere from, say, 150 or so miles offshore, heading toward the north and northwest right now at about 15 miles per hour. The hurricane warning is in effect along the coast and extends well inland, as we are expecting this storm to carry hurricane-force winds 100 to 150 miles onshore. Now, that would be as far north as Montgomery, although it may not go in the direction of Montgomery. Right now, it's moving more towards southeast Mississippi. That would bring it up around Meridian. But you could see hurricane-force winds. There is the potential of hurricane-force winds as far north as Meridian, or maybe even a little farther north than that. So people in our northern viewing area who in some cases saw terrible weather out of Ivan realize that that potential is out there again with Hurricane Dennis, and it will likely extend farther westward, as Dennis is not going to take the hard hook to the right hand as Ivan did. The storm is expected to continue west-north or north-northwest over a short time inland. So figure if you're in southeast Mississippi, your potential for damage is also great. You should have battened down the hatches before now. If not, get started. You haven't got much time. The rest of the situation looks like this, with the satellite picture starting yesterday when this storm still was poorly formed after coming off of Cuba. That changed rapidly over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. We now see a very well-organized storm, good outflow, very low shear. Those are just meteorological terms that mean the upper part of the atmosphere is favorable for this storm to continue moving ahead as a Category 4 storm and make landfall as such. So a very dangerous and in some cases life-threatening situation, particularly for folks along the immediate coastline who have not been wise enough yet to leave their residences and get further north. Now again, I'm talking about the beaches, the bays, the rivers, and the flood-prone areas. Mobile homes too. A Category 4 storm can just level a mobile home. So know that that is out there. Make a responsible decision as far as what you are going to do. And again, your time for making that decision is running out. Here's a radar picture of the southeastern United States. It's one we use very often here on News 5. It doesn't often look like this, however, with the spiral bands circling around the center of Hurricane Dennis. It's in these bands that during the morning hours you will see some tropical storm force winds and the possibility of some hurricanes forming, but tornadoes forming as well. That often happens with landfalling tropical systems, and so be prepared to act quickly if that does occur. Let's go ahead and bring in the coordinates now and show you 28.2 north, 86.2 west, movement north-northwest, 15 miles per hour, winds 145 miles per hour. A dangerous Category 4 storm. The pressure has actually dropped just a little bit over the past hour. The wind field around Dennis is an interesting one. The actual hurricane-force winds cover a very small area near the center of the storm. This is about 80 miles across, while the tropical storm-force winds extend far out from the center on the order of 230 miles in this kind of oblong shape here. with 39 to 74 mile-per-hour winds coming in bands around the center, hurricane-force winds in a small area near the middle of the storm, around the eye or in an area called the eye wall. So that's what we're looking at right now, a storm that covers a large area and will affect a lot of people, but with strong hurricane-force winds in the center here about 80 miles across. So even at 80 miles across, if it comes ashore, it's going to affect a lot of people. Here's the way things look on the hurricane path, and the National Hurricane Center continues to point Dennis directly into the middle of our viewing area. That would be Jackson County, Mississippi, Mobile County, Alabama, Baldwin County, Alabama, Escambia County, Florida, and perhaps even a little bit farther to the east. And of course, people outside of this cone are going to be affected. This is where the center of the circulation, or the actual center of the storm, is expected to pass. But we've noted often that the eastern side of this storm is going to see bad weather, and it's going to extend out a long way. So just figure all of this area here would also see very bad weather. And over here, you'll be on the western side. It won't be as bad, but with a Category 4 storm, it will still be very bad. So